Back again. We are back again. DLS is back again in the chair. Today, it's simple. Before I give you the topic, kindly like, share, and subscribe. Once again, like, share, and subscribe. And tell a friend. Leave your comment too, because we learn from each other. We will be learning from each other. Brofo, Ewimowa. Anyway, today's topic is very simple. We've all been kids before, and our parents, they always tell kids, tell the truth, be honest. Yeah, it will take you far. But as parents now, as me sitting here, the question is, do I really tell my kids all the truth? And if I don't, am I preaching? Am I doing what I preached or I've been teaching my kid? That is the question. We want to delve into it. Like, share, and subscribe. Just for a second, we'll be back. Let's go. Welcome back with a topic. It's about we being taught to tell the truth. Now we are parents. Do we still do the same thing or we don't? That is the topic. On this journey, we want to reach higher. So we plead and ask for you guys to subscribe. This month, our goal is to hit about 100 subscribers. Then next month, we go from 100 to 500. I have big ambitions. And then we grow. Let's grow together. Like, share, and subscribe. My brothers, we've been kissed before. And I can see from your faces, I know you'll be one of the stubborn kids at home. Is it a lie?
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I mean, growing up, we were all like, there were no like iPhones and phones and social media and everything. So we're always outside. We're really outdoor kids growing up. So that naturally brings about doing the wrong things.
And
which you really do learn a lot from, right?
Yeah.
It's not necessarily a bad thing.
I would say, I think most in my circle were more explorative, like free range. We, even though parents try to control us, we, like you said, we didn't have all this social media influence. The only thing we had was like trees and the natural world. So we did a lot of like assorting exploration, like you climb trees, you hunt doves, rats and things like that in the woods. So yeah, for me it wasn't really about being naughty or stubborn, but just being out there and living your life as you wanted, without any control.
And during those times, you hear or your parents call you, depending on the number of kids in the home, and tell you how to be truthful, not to lie,
right?
And during that kind of advice time for encouragement and advice, have you ever thought that, oh, but man, you lied to me 2 days ago, or why should I tell the truth? Have you ever? Did you ever? That should be the question. Now, and being a parent now, do you agree with that line of thought? Because most of the time, whether you know the reason or not, sometimes you know your parents are lying to you. But they are the same people who keep telling you don't lie. So being a parent now, do you actually agree with that line of thought?
Yeah, I would say, I mean, this is pretty much, it's embedded or it's harnessed into the fabric of society itself, right? It's like, this is how we all raised. It's not even an African thing or like a Western thing or whatever. It's like everybody raised their kids to be the best version of themselves. And it comes naturally by upholding like integrity, being honest, speaking the truth. Yeah, but the interesting part is like, adversely, right? It's like parents lie all the time, right? Adults lie all the time to get their way, and they even lie to the kids, because sometimes it's like your kid want to do something like, no, we'll do it tomorrow because blah 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 blah, right? But it's not necessarily the truth. I mean, these are simple petty lies, right? But the kid could pick up on these things and also think it's okay to do. So the point is, where do you draw the line on telling your kids the absolute honest truth, right? And when do you be like, okay, it doesn't matter what's gonna happen, I'll tell the kid the truth because this is what I'm trying to instill in the kid. You know what I mean, right? So I think that's the question at hand. So for me, naturally, I feel like I tell my kids the same thing, right? Be honest about stuff, tell the truth, and I would not even get mad if you tell me the truth. But then
But you mean it if they truly tell you the truth?
yeah, I will not get mad as long as it's the truth, right? I'm not gonna get mad. But the interesting thing is, I do not tell them the truth all the time. And sometimes they can pick up on these things, right? They're like, yeah, but last time you said the same thing, we're gonna go to like Jason's home and we did not go. Right? So they kind of figure out you only use it when it's convenient for you, right? You use those kind of like, petty lies when it's convenient for you. So it's a really dicey situation, but
I think
we can find a middle ground, like
I think that up to a certain age, kids don't have that mental capacity to understand everything if you tell them the absolute truth. But I think that a parent has to be able to know when is the right time to start telling them the truth when you think that they can understand. If you take a kid who is like 4 or 5 years old, sometimes they just need to be deceived to forget about something for a while. Something that you know is not helpful at that moment or in that day you can do. They won't understand if you tell them, no, we're not going because of this and this and that, which is the truth. They won't understand. So you can say, okay, maybe if we go there today, the ice cream seller is not there, so how about we do it tomorrow? That's a lie, but that's a convenient lie to help you navigate managing the kid at
which
that point.
makes life convenient for you. But what if they pick up on it and they start
the
using
question.
the same logic?
It's very sensitive. So that's what I was thinking. You have to know when to start telling them the real truth, and it doesn't have to be too late. Maybe once you realize that the kid has started understanding, like you were saying, that last time you said we're going to go and we didn't, and today again, blah blah blah. I don't believe you and all that. I think when you start to see those signs that the kid now understands that daddy's or mommy is lying, then maybe it's the right time to start instilling that, telling them the real truth, because it just means that if they can reply you on something that happened days ago, it means now they can really reason and understand. I believe that's the flag to know. That's the point where you know that now, okay, I can't play this card anymore. I have to.
Yeah, but I think it's inevitable, right? Ultimately, you would have to make up those lies from time to time, regardless of the age.
Right.
They could be teenagers, right? But you would need them not to do certain things.
Right.
So you might have to come up with certain stories and,
What kind of
frame
lie
up certain,
did your parents, any of them, your mom or your dad, told, and you believed it, but it took you to your this age to actually click, to get that, not knowing for all these years, this particular thing my mom or my dad said is a lie. What? And do you think it was a good reason that they covered it up, or they covered it up?
I think I can't remember exactly one point or one issue where my dad or mom told me something that I now realize was a lie. Because I think when I was born, my family went into deep crisis. So my siblings tell me of how life was good. They had a car at home.
You brought the bad luck.
Yes. When I was born, everything got lost. Dad lost his job and all that.
Yeah.
And growing up, almost everything I saw was just suffering, especially with my mom, doing petty things just to get
back,
food on the table. My dad was like down flat. So most of my upbringing was, I won't say suffering, but it wasn't pleasant.
Yeah.
So I was the one who enjoyed the least in the family. So most of what I experienced was like hard work and determination from my mom. And I think from a very young age, I already knew, I had a sense of how difficult things were in the family.
Yeah.
So I didn't even have the opportunity to know if something was not true or true.
Yeah.
I can't remember vividly, but maybe there were times when my mom would, if we had no food, my mom would say, "Oh, don't worry, food is coming soon," or "I'm going to get some money somewhere."
Yeah.
There might have been cases like, I can't remember a vivid example where something like that happened. But I believe there were cases where she had to tell convenient lies just to make us feel, especially the younger ones, just to make us feel good about something. I believe there were instances, but I can't pinpoint a single one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we all have the same. I don't know, recollective memories, because it's the same. I feel like parents do that just to protect the kids, right? They're not telling you everything so you can worry and get depressed and feel bad about your family.
Right.
I feel the same. I feel there were instances where my mom was like, "Okay, we're okay. We're okay." You know that word,
Yeah,
right? We're
yeah.
okay,
You're
we're good.
always covered. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's like you don't really think deeply about it because
Right.
you're a kid.
Kid,
What do you
yeah.
tell? Okay, yeah, cool. You go on, you play, you go to school. You move
And
on,
frankly,
right?
those times, if you got your Gary and beans gobe, if you were lucky, you got plantain attache. But mostly it was just Gary
Gary
beans.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That
Exactly.
there was not
But-
a lot of the wants that we do have around right now.
Right.
So as long as you get fed, you pick up your soccer ball, you out. You're
So
off to
so
play.
my question is,
Socks,
this is
you're
deep.
talking about soccer ball, socks ball.
Socks ball. This is deep. Would you, because we are talking about modern, modern age where they encourage parents to be upfront with their kids and stuff.
Exactly.
Now, do you appreciate the fact that your mom did not really tell you the exact truth or open up for you to get it from a certain age till you got to where you feel, okay, now I can see what is going on? Do you appreciate your mom for covering that, or would you go with the current mantra that you have to open up with your kids, let your kids know? Which one would you go for?
I think if I have to look at it from my childhood, I think the parents maybe told those convenient lies just to protect you, because I think that maybe they thought as kids we didn't have the capacity to handle certain things. If they outrightly said that, okay, we're in difficult times, especially in cases where there's no money in the house, maybe they think the kid will go wayward because they know that no matter how many times I ask, and mom tells me, no matter how many times you ask, we can't afford it. They think that the kids might go wayward. They will go somewhere else to find what they want. So I think that growing up, I understand the situation. I mean, I understand the situation the family was in. So I think that if in cases where I was told a lie for convenience sake or to protect me, now that I'm older and I understand the situation the family was in, I would appreciate that, because I believe the intention was to protect me. Let me use myself as an example, me, rather than maybe lie outrightly for the sake of it. So I believe it was for the good. If it happened, it was for the good of myself.
Yeah. I feel like adult affairs are adult affairs, right? And kids affairs are kids affairs. Because
Right.
I do not believe that as a parent you have to explain and tell every single thing to your kid. They might have been asked upfront or outright, but you do not necessarily have to explain to them or tell them what that is about. Because some things are adult only between just me and your mom, or mom and pops.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I feel like those are some of the distinctions we have to let kids understand at an early age. You might even see something, you might ask me a question. If I deem it appropriate to explain to you, absolutely fine. So I think ultimately it's the parents' at their discretion, right? About what information to disseminate to the kids and which to withhold back. For the protection part, of course, every parents want to protect their kid, right? Bro, like I said, some lies are just like you said, per their convenience. Other lies, like I said, just to protect the kids, right? Because for example, if mom and dad argue, whatever the argument was about, the kid does not necessarily need to know. But mom might just cover it up. We're just having a conversation. We're not really, screaming at each other. We're just happy or excited about something, right? These are lies that sometimes comes in handy. So you don't really have to go and tell the kid, oh, dad is mad because of this, right? It's to protect the kid. So some things are convenience's sake. Some things are for protecting the kid. Yeah. But at the end of the day, like I'd say, there is no manual to it. There is no like instruction manual, like, this is okay, this is not okay. Yeah. So it's up to every family's.
You remember when we were talking about the last program?
Yeah.
I said something about you used the word the values of like the African traditional way of
family setup. Yeah.
Growing up, I know things are changing because of education, people, and agendas. Let me put it that way. oh, you have to be able to open up to your kids, and you know, I know you guys relate to. You don't go to your mom and ask certain questions when they are not talking to you.
Yeah.
They'll let you know, get out of this place.
Right.
You understand? Straightforward. No left, right. Get up.
When visitors come,
Yeah. When
you're
yes.
not allowed to.
But now they say no. You have to, talk to you. You understand? Is it that we are Africans? So it is part of our values and part of our culture. Know when to talk and know when not to talk. Now the agenda is talk to your kids, tell them what is going on. Yeah, it is on to the parent to pick the moment, but that is the narrative. Don't hide things. You can see what is going on in the world now. We feel like this current generation, they even know more than we knew when we were kids. You understand? Just because of this agenda, if lack of word. Is it that because, especially from our side, Africa, we've lost a little bit of our value, or we've lost a huge chunk, or we are just copying?
I don't even think it's an African thing. I think it's a human race thing. I think it's it's a generational thing, right? Because naturally, I feel like
no. Hold on. The reason why I feel it is more of an African thing. It took us years. No, just some few years ago, before they stopped whipping kids.
Yeah, like capital punishment.
Capital punishment and
corporal
punishment and stuff.
Capitalism.
Yeah, there's
Taking you off this earth.
Maybe capital punishment. Maybe this.
Okay.
Whichever way,
Yeah.
they will whip you.
Even in class,
at school and stuff. It took us just let's say 10 years ago or 5 years ago. 10 years ago, for argument. But we had these values that obey before complain. Don't ask questions that concern you. Don't go peep at things that it could bring danger. So there is this running joke that as a black man or as an African, when you see people fighting, usually we just go like, okay, it doesn't concern me. I continue.
Right.
You understand? Because it might bring you trouble. But because of this modern era, those things have changed or are changing.
Right.
So the question is it because we are losing those values and we are actually copying whilst we are not ready? I don't know where in my mind I'm confused. Because we have to find because the way we were brought up, looking back, it shaped us. Yes, somewhere a bit over the line. But it shaped us.
I think it starts from the point, at the era or the period when the whole world decided to be a global village, right? It's like everything that happens in one country, one region, naturally by cascade effect just ripples through the entire planet. So it's like capital punishment is like abolished here. It's like it's an abuse, it's child abuse. So it's like it's only a matter of time before like other countries starts kind of like picking up on it and being like, okay, it's not okay. It's not okay to kind of like give a kid that much beating or whooping like we did. And then also I feel like current generation becoming a little softer, a little weaker if you think about it, right? We were raised a little bit tougher. I think based on modernity and like evolution, things evolve, right? We're trying to be better as a people, so we don't see things as they used to be. We don't see the point in kind of like being so mean and harsh to a kid, right? We think it's better to treat with love and care and compassion and all that. But then again, there are like two sides to every coin. There's something I would term an honest lie. Because I believe like naturally, as especially men, we do not like to snitch, right? So example, if two kids do something, a parent or somebody pops up and it's like, hey, who did this, right? Ideally, you point your kid to somebody else. I'm sorry, you point your hand to somebody else. But I mean, me as a parent, I would teach my kid not to do that.
But it goes with truth.
But that's what I'm saying. But this is what I'm saying. There's something called honest lie, right? I would just be like, okay, it's not me. Just you as a kid, just try to say it wasn't me.
Learn to shut up.
Exactly right. Yeah, but do not point your hand and say he did it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me, in this case, I would actually
That's
appreciate that.
interesting.
Yeah, because I feel like growing up, you have to teach your kids to be able to kind of like get their friends back. Like we as adults, I would
Back
expect you
your
to get
friend.
my back. Exactly, right?
But is that not lying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm calling honest lie, right? You're being honest about your friendship because you don't want your friend to be in trouble. You know your friend is gonna get in trouble. So it's like I'm gonna shut up. I'm not gonna say he did it or he did not do it. But I'm just gonna say it's not me. So I feel like
I get it, but
Yeah.
then your parent will say you are aiding your friend to become a bad person in society because he knows you have his back.
yeah, but this is what we teach our kids. That we tell them about integrity and discipline and all that, right? So for me, I would call that integrity. If I think this kid is naturally a good kid and he's messed up once, right? Okay, probably his dad or his parents are a little bit harsh. If they get to find out this kid is messing around, he gets like a really like bad
corporal
treatment.
punishment.
Exactly. So if my kid
It's
is
interesting. Yeah.
exactly if my kid is having his back, is that not integrity? Is that not good friendship? Do you know what I mean? Is this necessarily bad?
It is debatable.
That's what I'm saying. So is this necessarily bad? That's what I'm saying, that there are lies that you can say are honest lies, it was warranted, and there are lies that
Yeah, the reason why I'm just trying to push this narrative is, let's say you're a parent, yeah. So let's say your son does that, backs the friend, which you say it is. As a parent, an adult, a friend of, let's say I called him and I'm complaining, yeah. But you told me, you have to give me some money, but you told me you're giving to him. But we are all good friends. But the moment I call him complaining, he senses that no, you lied on him. But then he doesn't want to give you up, and then covers it up, and then calls you later. It is good lie. So, are you going to say what your son, like you said, you agree with your son, but are you going to say what your son did was wrong? Because you also do the same.
if you want to take that.
Yes.
But if I would say like
No, you go for it.
yeah, I would say we talked about like last episode. There's like a natural order of things, right? Lies, deceits, honesty, integrity. I think it lies in everybody.
Right.
We all have all those things like embedded, integrated into our very being, our very soul.
That is good.
So I think it depends on how you decide, how and when you decide to use it. But you cannot take it out of your kid. You cannot discipline him to a point that he will never lie. But I think you have to teach him when it's okay to lie, and when it's not okay to lie.
I think basically lying, like you said, is part of human nature.
Yeah.
Nobody can ever
Not lie.
Not lie.
Yeah.
If your life is in danger, you will lie to get out of it. And sometimes to the extreme that if your life is in danger and you're not ready to die yet, people lie just to free
Now,
themselves.
when you say nobody's ever ready to die. So
Right.
when you're not ready to die,
Yeah, right. But let me bring this scenario. Were you ever in the case where maybe your dad or mom owed somebody money and the person who was approaching to come and get their money and your dad or mom ran to the room and said,
tell them
when
I'm
they
not
come,
so exactly.
tell them I'm not around.
And then,
So
and then
in that very scenario, you're trying to
Right.
protect your family, you're protecting
but
your
okay,
dad.
so
So
this
as a kid.
So but the kid is watching.
no,
So-
but there was a running joke that there was a kid who the parents have taught him or her not to lie.
Yeah.
So when the man came and asked, "Where is your mom? Where is your dad?"
Oh, she runs
Said,
under the bed.
he or she is behind the door, and he or she said, "I should tell you, she's not there."
But this is exactly what I said. I feel like everything that lies between, like, lies, I don't know how to say it, within nature itself. I think you can either use it to your advantage or to your disadvantage.
Right, yeah.
It's just like phones. It's a tool. You decide how to use it. So in that instant, right? It's like, okay, true. Now he gave you up.
Yeah.
So
I
in that case, are you gonna get mad at your kid, or
Right.
you're gonna be, oh, this is what I told you. Good job, son.
Right.
You told the guy the truth. Well done.
Right. I think to even you yourself, like we say, cannot be perfect, and it will be delusional to think that you can train somebody, even your kid, to never lie.
Yeah.
Everybody lies, and sometimes you just want to lie to get out of a situation.
Yeah.
And it will not cause anything to anybody. I think where we should be careful to draw a line is where you think that a lie might endanger somebody's life, livelihood, or whatever. Then that one don't do it.
Yeah, it's dangerous. Yeah.
Let's say
that is also like debatable, because it's like your lie might harm other people, right? But the point is, you may not have a choice at that particular point in time.
So that's what I was saying. That, for example,
So it depends on the
situation. Yeah. Let's give a scenario. Maybe you work in a factory floor and you operate a very sensitive machine that has knives or saws or whatever, and your boss asks you, "Did you turn it off?" You know you didn't turn it off. You were depending on someone else to do it. Yeah, I did. But maybe you know if you don't turn it off, usually one of your colleagues turns it off. And he also forgets because he thought you turned it off, and you go home and maybe the next person comes on a shift. He's not aware. He thinks that the machine should be off, just walks in and then cuts his leg off or something. That is something that I think is very serious and you shouldn't lie about. If it's not off, it's not off. But a case like we're saying, the teacher came to the table and somebody had drawn on the wall or something. Who did this? And you're like, because there are 30 other kids in the class. I don't know who did it. Meanwhile, you did it. But because nobody saw you, the teacher really can't tell who. The teacher will just make all the noise and just let it go. That in that case, it is not good, but it's not something so serious. It's not going to endanger
But that is how it
anyone's life.
starts, though.
Yeah, but I mean, like we said, it can't be
Yeah, but
absolute.
I don't even think you can really teach lying, though. You can't really teach people how
It's
to
innate.
lie. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes you just get scared. Sometimes you freak out. You know,
Yeah,
it's
you
like,
freak out,
Right.
and then
and then later you even regret lying, right?
Yeah.
There are times like that.
But teaching, maybe we are not getting teaching. It is not necessarily teaching. It is actually guiding. Is it the same?
Of experience.
Just you see, let's say your son picked something, and then you go like, he picked it and put it somewhere or messed it up, and then you're like, why did you do that? He said, it's not me. But the truth is, it is only you, him, and the wife at home, and you've not touched it.
Yeah.
Wife sleeping. Who else? And then he does that. You will try to correct. You don't lie to me.
Yeah,
You
but the thing is, you
understand?
got to get to the roots of that problem, though. The first question I would ask him is, sorry, not ask him, like ask myself, right? Why is he lying to me in the first place? What is he scared of? What is he trying to hide away from, right?
Yeah.
So it's probably you've been kind of like too harsh with him, and he doesn't necessarily trust that you're not gonna get mad, right? So it's like, I know if I tell my dad this, I'm gonna get whooped. So in that point, he doesn't really
Or
trust
it is
you
not
as a
about
dad.
you being too hard. It is the fact that he knows what he has done is totally wrong,
That too.
and he's
Right.
yes.
Yeah, so in this case, how do
Yeah.
you approach it in this case?
How do you approach
So
it?
I think that we can also chip in and say that we also have to know how
You
close we become with close and honest we become with our family members or our kids. We're talking about kids here. Because like you said, if the kid knows that you always react a certain way, then they would not like to tell
to
the
open
truth.
up, yeah.
But like you said in the beginning, if you made the kid know that if you tell the truth, rather
Sometimes.
I won't do anything to you. I just want you to tell me the truth. Gradually, the kid will come to understand, no matter how grave, how small, or how big the lie is, I can trust him.
But
You know?
but then that son will carry that truth to the world. So he will go somewhere and something happens, and he will say, "This person, is it right or wrong?"
And that also ties back to the
To
point
the-
where
to
we're
the
saying
point.
that sometimes you
Yeah.
have to allow some lying. Because it's not everything that you have
Have
to
to
be honest.
react.
Like some maybe your boss has reprimanded somebody and the person is denying, and you're just walking by and you saw what the person did. The person is denying. Oh yeah, boss, he did it. He did it. I saw him.
No,
That's what you're
that is
referring
tricky.
to.
That
here.
is actually tricky.
That one is too honest.
Yeah.
If you saw it and they don't ask you, don't say anything.
Yeah.
If they ask you and you know that it's something that you can help the person get away from, which won't hurt the company or anything, I think you can just deny and walk away. I didn't see
But
it.
I think if you can, right, you should try as much as possible never to lie. Always tell the truth as much as you can. But then if you want to tell a lie, I think one thing you should kind of like come to terms with is that you will be prepared to face the consequences, right?
Yeah.
You must be prepared for that because everything you lie about might come back to haunt you.
Karma, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like try your best to tell the truth as much as possible. I mean, wherever you can.
Right.
But then if it's something you need to lie about or you must lie about, you equally have to be ready to face the repercussions. You need to understand that it might come back around to bite you in the ass, like they say.
Right.
And you must understand that it will come back. So you have to be able to weigh those things and balance them out.
Right.
Am I ready to kind of like go through the repercussions, the how do you call it, the pushback or the consequence that come with this lie, right? If you can, then if you can reconcile that with yourself and understand that there are consequences to everything you say,
right.
and if you're willing to kind of back up what you say and go through the consequences or the trauma, whatever it comes back with, then
right.
it's up to you.
So I think like that's what I was trying to say, that you also have to build that trust between you and your kid.
Yeah.
Certain things that they know that you can help them with, or you won't get mad at, they will tell you. So I think it also has to do with the relationship you build, the trusts between you and your kids.
Yeah, I remember. It reminds me of my dad. My dad I can chat with my dad all day. Even my friends will come and sit with my dad and chat over everything.
Yeah.
I remember we wanted to go to trade fair, and I said, listen, I need money. He said, you know what, where you are going, the only thing I can give you is a condom. Yes, because he knows we are guys, and he gave me and my friend, actually my cousin, we're going on the road. Well, your dad is cool, man. The next day, we talked. Did you use it? We're like, no. I said, okay, you need to up your game, blah, 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 blah,
No, I get that, but this is what I come back to, bearing responsibility. So in that case, was that the right choice as a parent to give a condom to a kid?
No, but he added something to it. He said, he knows we are young. We are young men, very adventurous and we have appetite for that kind of thing. So he actually advised us. He said, no drinking and blah, 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 blah. But if you have to do this particular thing at your age, this is what you need. And where you are going, sometimes you might end up with somebody.
Right.
So take this.
But you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking he was actually playing psychology on you. He was using the old man's brain. He knew that if he gave it to you, you won't venture.
Yes.
That could be another thing.
Yes.
Because that's why he asked you the next day, did you use it?
Yeah, but...
You're scared to use it because now daddy knows that...
Yeah, you understand.
Yeah, but then you could have used a separate one, right?
Yeah, but now I know there is a condom, so...
But that's the thing. So this is what I'm saying, that, okay, I'm not being judgmental, but if you tell your kid this, I feel like the follow-up question would be, you could use it, but you should be ready and willing to accept the consequences that come with that action.
Yeah.
And are you ready to marry or have that kid?
No, but he said,
turn out that
if
way?
you are not ready to have children at your age, you are okay. You are in your teens, so you are okay. But financially, you are not, because you are still under my roof. So, to be protected or to protect the woman or your future, you are not ready yet. So you use this.
Yeah.
I got that, but that's not 100% surety that nothing is gonna happen.
No, but then the responsibility is you.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. There's that version of the conversation he could have added. That if you
don't go and do it.
No, that's what I'm saying.
When I have the appetite.
The best. No, that's what I'm saying. The best will be tell the kid to abstain, which is super hard. We all know that it's almost impossible. So that's what I'm saying. You have to add that part of the conversation. I think you should be willing to accept the consequences. But it turns
majority
out
of the time,
ugly.
when you use condom, you are protected.
But at what age was that?
Oh,
the age also
man
matters.
was like 20 getting to 21.
Yeah,
No. I'm not saying there's anything. I'm just saying that at the end of the day, if you do not also kind of add that kind of responsibility to the conversation to the kid, they might miss that verse. They might miss that part. They might think it's all fun and this is gonna protect me, but you should let them know this is not 100% sure.
No.
So if you're ready to use it, there is a chance, right? What 1% is, it's more than enough that this could happen. So are you ready? Are you willing to bear that sort of responsibility? Right?
Already at that age, we know it can go poof. So, but
no. I'm just, as a parent.
No, I get it. But for me, what I took from is no. I have a dad I can talk to over things like this.
Right.
Oh, this is my lady. I can take my lady and show to my dad. Okay.
Yeah.
this is my new girlfriend. Okay, you
Right.
guys should, you know. So
yeah, I get it. I'm just saying we're going back to the point in which like we're
no,
talking about the lies.
So so
Right?
this is what
Yeah.
I'm saying. He did not lie to me. He did not pretend that there is nothing like that. That is how I took it. He did not lie to me that listen, you are young guys, you can just walk till you get money and get married.
Yeah.
No, he told me there is life, and it comes with this kind of challenges.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah, I do.
But with that challenge, you can protect yourself, or you can go for the real enjoyment, and it will come with challenges that you are not prepared. So the choice is yours, because you are old enough anyway. You understand? But you are still living under my roof.
Yeah. I
You understand?
Right?
So with that, it was kind of truth with an open window. So there is
Yeah, but it makes lying actually is kind of subjective if you think about it, right? What one would consider a lie might not be a lie to another person,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, as long as we add that responsibility part to the conversation, right? Then, because I don't think if you tell a kid don't lie, they're gonna get the concept. They don't get the concept, right? So I think it's about letting them understand. Okay, just like an example. You know, if you cheat on your wife, there is a chance, I don't know what the percentage is, right, that she could find out,
Yeah.
and that would mess up your whole home.
Yeah.
So that is that part of responsibility. I'm like, you have to have it in the back of your mind, right? So you could lie to, I'm not doing, she's just a friend, a colleague, fine. Same thing with your kid. They know if they mess this up, daddy's gonna get mad, right? So are you prepared to take that responsibility? Daddy getting mad, and who knows what's gonna happen, right? Give you a timeout, whatever the punishment would be. So whenever you lie, you should understand that it will come with the response. Are you willing to accept that responsibility?
Right.
I feel like that's what the conversation should be about.
Right, I agree, and also I think that when they are still under your roof, that is what you should be propagating all the time. It won't be a perfect situation, a perfect score. Sometimes they'll still lie, but then when the person becomes an adult, even though they will still lie, at some point in their life, they would already have this thing instilled in them that lying is not a good thing. So where they feel that it's not necessary to lie, they would always replay that guidance they had and be a good person, not lie. But taking out lying completely is impossible.
Of course.
So you're just giving the person, it's kind of giving the person a fishing net to go fish. But sometimes they'll buy fish, they won't go fishing. So if he thinks that it's not necessary to go fish, they'll just buy fish. In other words, you already instilled in them that they know that lying is bad. But in the case where he or she has to lie to save his life or his dignity or whatever, which will not hurt anyone, they will still do it anyway. But as a parent, the responsibility still lies on you to teach them to stay away from, to try as much as possible to stay away from.
It's almost like you brought up, you're saying the new mantra is talk to your kid, understand the emotions. But sometimes I'm like, no. Sometimes you just gotta tell the kids no. It's like,
and no,
exactly right. Daddy's talking. This is it. I don't want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
At some age, they don't understand anything. So even if you explain, they're not gonna get it. They just have to understand that this is no because it is bad, and bad is bad because they know what bad is. And
But even if they understand at that point in time,
And
my
this
point
is
is
no because
as a dad,
it's none of your business.
exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that
you
is
don't
what
even
he's
have to
trying
say
to say.
because it's bad.
Right.
This is what I expect of you, right? Do not do this. Case closed.
And when they grow, they will understand why.
Of course.
Yeah, because they themselves will become responsible in society and they will understand.
So if
why.
I get it, we all on the same boat.
Yeah, pretty much.
You have to pick your moment as a parent to instill a certain form of authority, and then guide
Within those brackets, there's still
then
discipline, there's still love, right?
Love.
There is emotional connection. Yeah.
When to tell a lie and when it has nothing to do with you, although you would prefer to tell the lie, it has nothing to do with you, so zip it.
Right.
Okay. Last words.
Yeah.
Last words.
Yeah, like I said, I feel like it all falls into the same bracket, like you're saying, discipline, love. Everything you pretty much do for your kid is what? You think it's for their well-being. But the thing is, you're not perfect. Like, kids do not come with like a manual instruction that when you do this, do that, they're gonna turn out right. There are a lot of things that they're gonna pick up from society, right? Their friends, their school, their environment, which you have absolutely no control over. So as a parent, I think Probably your job is more like guiding the kids,
Guiding, yeah.
and giving them the confidence they can come back to you
Right.
if they need your input, if they need your advice, right? I feel like that's more important because when you don't have that kind of relationship and it's like they actually go to friends and other people asking for
Yeah, the trust should be
Yeah.
more with the parent
exactly right,
than
exactly
the
right,
friends.
advice and everything. There is a higher chance of them not,
Right.
being good citizens and citizens of society than actually trying to build a bond and
Right.
teaching them the right things. But regardless, it would still come with the bad things. It doesn't matter what you do.
I will also say that finally, every human being is born with three things, three influences. Well, no, two. The first one is you inherit certain things, traits from the parents, so
Facts.
hereditary.
Yeah,
That is your personality,
yeah.
and then you have the society, and then you have the family as well.
Yeah.
So the family, you can do whatever you want, however you want to train your kid in the family. But when the kid goes out into society, they also bring in a lot of garbage that you still have to manage at home. All these three things, heredity, environment, and family, all together shape the kid. So I think I'll still go back to that relationship thing. I think the kind of relationship you build with your kid or kids would determine if they are confident enough to take your advice or to share whatever is happening in their lives with you. It is only when they share that you can guide them. But if they don't share and they're hiding things from you, then you wouldn't even have the ingredients to guide them on because you don't know what's happening in their life. So I think that the relationship is very important. If they can share things with you, then you can start to say, okay, this wasn't right, that was
I believe
right.
we've gone a little bit off course because it's more about lying to the kids, right? Is that okay? So I would say I would just build up on what you said a little bit. Like you said, just tell them the truth as much as you can.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
And then with the lying part, just make sure
sure
that
you-
they are really responsible and willing to take the responsibility
Right.
of what comes after lying. That's it.
And also living by example, really. Like
Yeah.
a lot
That's
of the
the
things,
key, though.
a lot
That
of the
is the
things
key.
sometimes our parents don't even sit us down to like when we're growing up. Most of the time, your parents don't sit you down. You just observed what they were doing, and you
then
copied it.
copy, yeah.
Right. So, like you said, live by example.
And some is genetics. So.
Right. You live by example, and naturally they will. If you always say, "Oh, this person is coming to get their money," I'll just tell them something. You don't run and hide. Then the kid will learn from that experience. But if
Never
you're
run.
running and hiding all the time, then
No,
the kid will.
for me, my dad said he's hiding me under the bed. He said I should tell you he's not around. So come back tomorrow.
Exactly. No, that's a mess.
Anyway, this is just a simple topic. It is quite complicated. The responsibility are on us, the parents, to actually shape our kids the way we feel they might fit perfectly in society. The lies will come because we all do lies. Lie one, or I have what I call good lies and bad lies. Yeah, pick your moment as a parent. Let your kid know, no, this is not a good lie. This is a bad lie. Okay, this one, I know, I get it. Sometimes you can sense it, and then you brush it off. It is okay.
Right.
Guys, leave your comment. The most important thing is like, share, and subscribe, and recommend to friends. Help us reach 100 subscribers by the end of the month, and then we move on gradually. Thanks for watching. See ya.